Right, good day. As you can see, what we have today is a polynomial functions or polynomial function. This is an expression with one or more terms. Expression with one or more terms. A term can be number or a variable or a product of number and variable. The variable terms of a polynomial function has a whole number power. This is very important. The variable terms of polynomial function has a whole number power. What does that mean? It means because if a polynomial has the form, for a polynomial f of x, it is called f of x because the function depends on x, is given as a is the first leading coefficient, is the first coefficient of a variable x with respect to n, plus a n minus 1 s n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 x raised to the power n minus 2 plus this continue because this is a form of what? Polynomial function. It continue until we get at plus a 1 x plus a to constant, and until we get to the last term, which is always a constant term. So for every polynomial function, it is defined in a standard form as a to base n s raised to power n plus a to base n minus 1 s raised to power n minus 1 plus a to base n minus 2. This is telling you that a is decreasing and s is also decreasing until we get to a point where the value of x, that is s raised to power 0, is 1. So that 1 times a constant is equals to constant. So in this form, we can say that a function in this form is a polynomial function. A polynomial function contains two or more monomial function. What do we know about monomial function? A monomial function contains one number or a variable or a product of a number and a variable. So a combination of more than one polynomials forms a polynomial. So as you can see, this is a term consisting of a constant, its constant with the first variable. This is another term. A term can as well be an expression. This can be called a polynomial expression. A polynomial expression or a polynomial term. So each term, as you can see, it has its constant. Its constant is n minus 1. S raised to the power n minus 1. This form of a polynomial or this form of a function is described as a polynomial function in as long as where there is a condition under which this function supposed to be a polynomial function, a to base n must not be equal to 0. A to base n must not be equal to 0. And also n cannot be a function of what? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. It is not a function of a negative number or a fraction. It is not defined when n is a fraction. A polynomial function must has its variables to the power of a whole number. Exponential of a variable of a polynomial number supposed to be a whole number. In this case, n supposed to be from 1, 2, 3. We can now say it is a polynomial. Are you following? So there are different types of polynomial we have. When n is equals to 1, if n is equals to 1, we say it is a linear function, a polynomial of a linear function. For example, if f of x is equals to x plus 1, this is a linear function. It is also a polynomial in the sense that the S has a whole number exponent or power, and it can be defined by its leading coefficient or its value, the first term, an, the constant of the first term. So this is an example of what? A linear function. Linear function. So I hope you are seeing it. When n is equals to 2, we say it is a quadratic function. For example, minus s squared, are you seeing it, plus 1 plus x. We say that this is what? Quadratic function. So as so on and so forth. We also have when n is equals to, if n is equals to 3, we say it is what? A cubic. In this function, defining this function, we say this is what? A cubic function. A cubic function can be of the form s raised to power 3, this is 3, plus s squared plus 1. So this is an example of what? Cubic function. So we can now continue. So like I have told you that a polynomial function is an expression with one or more terms. A term can be number or a variable or a product of a number and a variable. The variable terms of a polynomial function has a whole number power or exponent. That's why I told you here, the variable here, this number is supposed to be a whole number. It is not defined as a polynomial function if n is less than, or if n, it is not defined when n is not equal to, that is, n is not equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, or fraction. So when n is minus 1, minus 2, or a fraction, it is no longer a polynomial. That is what I'm trying to explain here. So we can now proceed. I hope you understand the first thing we did. So we also have when n is equals to 4, we say it is quartic function, sorry. This is function. In this case, for example, g of x, this is always a g of x is equals to s raised to power 4 plus s raised to power 3 minus 1. So this is what? A polynomial function. Because why is it a polynomial function? You always give a reason. Because each terms of the polynomial expression has a whole number power or exponent, and they also have their respective what? Constant that define them based on the formula of a what? Polynomial function. So in this case, this is a what? A polynomial function. So and so forth. So you have to find out when n is what? Find out when n is 5, 6, 7. So find out when n is 5, 6, 7. So if you have any question, ask me, or can we proceed? So we can proceed. This type of lesson is to guide you on what you will do next week. So the next thing is to identifying graph of polynomial function. Identifying through sketching graph of polynomial identifying and sketching graph of what? Polynomial function. Are you seeing it? Do you see it? So in order to identify and sketch a graph of polynomial function, we must recognize the s-intercept of the curve and the turning point. What I mean by turning point, the turning point is the minimum and the maximum point where the graph curve or changes its position. So in this case, if you are given some function to identify their type, use some function to identify their type and as well to sketch them. So for example, if you are given a function f of s equals to what? S raised to the power 3 minus x. B minus s raised to the power 3 plus what? X. And C, this is a function g of x. So C, f of x is equals to, I hope you are following, minus x raised to the power 4 plus 1. And D, f of x is equals to s raised to the power 4 minus what? S raised to the power 2. So if you are seeing it, we can proceed. If you are given this function to sketch, you are required to sketch them. You are required to sketch or plot them in a graph paper and then determine the type of function they are. In this case, I will have to I will do this A and D for you, so you can try B and C. If you have any question, you ask me later, then I will clarify the solution. I will provide the solution for you. So for f of x equals to what? S raised to the power 3 minus x. So you are required to sketch this function in a graphic paper and then determine the reasons, that give reasons why you can say it is a polynomial function. Give reasons for your sketching it in the graphic paper. So to be able to sketch this type of graph in a graphic paper, this type of function in a graphic paper, you have to know the point on where x intercept, where the curve, that is where the function which depends on s intersect the s axis. And again, you have to know the minimum and the maximum point. What did I say? In order to sketch this graph and identify and sketch the polynomial graph, so this graph, for you to sketch it in a graphic paper, you have to know the point, that is this function where it intersects the s axis. That is the s values of this function on the s axis and the turning point. The turning point, that is the maximum and the minimum point of this function. In order to do that, we assume that when f of x is equals to 0, when it is equals to 0, s raised to the power 3 minus x will be equal to what? 0. In this case, s in bracket s squared minus 1 will be equals to 0, so that x is equals to 0 and s is equals to plus or minus 1. That is the one crosses equal sign, it will give us 1. Find the square root of both sides with respect to plus or minus 1. S will be equal to what? Plus or minus what? 1. So this is the first thing you have to do. So having find the s-intercept of the function on the where the x, that is x of this function, intersect the s axis of the graph. So we need to we now know that the function, because when the function is equals to 0, this gives us this values of x. So we have that this at this point the curve crosses the s-intercept, and another s0, and the first one is when s is 0, the function is 0. The second is what? When s is what? 1. I hope you are seeing it. The function is 0. And the third, when s is minus 1, the function is 0. So it suggests that there are three points. There are 3 points where the function crosses or intercepts the s axis. Therefore, because there are 3 points, 1, 2, 3, this suggests that this is a cubic function, because there are 3 points where it the curve intersects the s axis. Therefore, there are 3 points of intersection of the curve in s axis. So there are 3 points of intersection of the curve in s axis. So the next thing, having find the s-intercept of the function on the s axis, the next thing is to find the minimum and the maximum point that will enable us to draw the curve. So we proceed. The next is at maximum stroke minimum point. I hope you are following. At maximum stroke minimum point, this function, the f of x over the x, will be equal to what? 3s squared minus 1. I don't know if you are an advanced student in mathematics, but this part required knowledge of calculus, differentiation, in order to determine the turning point. You have already gotten the intercept of the function on the s axis. The next is to do what? To find the turning point. So the f of x over the x is equal to 3s squared minus 1. That will give us, will be equal to 0. So at this point, we have 3s squared is equals to 1, which gives us x is equals to plus or minus 1 over root 3. I'm shortening the procedure. You know it, we divide both sides by 3 and find the square root of both sides. So that gives us s equals to plus or minus 1 over root 3. So at the turning point, s is equals to plus or minus 1 over root 3. Put this value on the function. Substitute this value on the given function in order to find the y, or the y-intercept, or the y value of the function at the turning point. So here we have f of x, I substitute plus 1 over root 3. So 1 over root 3 raised to power 4 minus, which one we are solving? This is the function. Mind you, this is an example. So this is what we are still solving a. So here will be 3 minus what? 1 over root 3. You can always pause the video, go through what we did. If you have any question, ask, and I will clear the air for you. So here we have f of x. This suggests, because it's odd, so this will give us 3 root 3 minus 1 over root 3. Are you seeing it? So do the simplification. If you do the simplification, subtract, you arrive at minus 2 over what? 3 root 3. So when s is 1 over root 3, the function is what? The function is minus 2 over 3 root 3. So in this case, we have gotten one turning point. This gives us 1 over root 3, and the other one 1 over root 3. At the first turning point, s is 1 over root 3, and the function is what? Minus 2 over 3 root 3. So are you following? If you have done this side, I can clean it. Can we proceed? Have any question? So I go so we have gotten the first turning point. Pause the video, go through it. The second one, because S has two values, we have gotten the first turning point at 1 over root 3 minus 2 over 3 root 3. So the next thing is to, when S is equals to minus 1 over root 3, substitute it in the function to get the value of y. That is the value of x at the turning point. F of x is the value of y at what? The turning point. So f of x is equals to minus 1 over root 3 cube minus, in bracket, minus 1 over root 3. So this will give us minus 1 over what? Minus 3. Give us 3 root 3 plus 1 over root 3. So if we simplify this sodic, if you simplify it, you arrive at 2 over 3 root 3. So this gives us the second turning point, 1 over, when s is minus 1 over root 3, y is equals to 2 over 3 root 3. So we have gotten all we needed to plot the graph. I hope you are following. So we can proceed to plot the graph. Pause the video, go through it, ask question. It's always like this. If you have any question, endeavor to ask, and I will provide the solution for you. So it is time to plot the graph. Note that the s-intercept on the graph, s-intercept of the curves, we have how many points? 0, 0. We also have what? We also have 1, 0, and finally we have what? We have minus 1 and 0. And then at the turning point, we have two values of x. We have two values because for cubic function is usually have two turning points. Maybe it looks like this, the minimum and the maximum. Sometimes it may look like this, sometimes may looks like this, when you are defining only the what, if this is maybe s raised to power 3. So I hope you are seeing it. So we now have two turning points. At turning points, we have two turning points for a cubic function. The first is 1 over root 3 minus 2 over what? 3 root 3, and then the second is what? Minus 1 over root 3 2 over 3 root 3. So these points will guide us into plotting the graph. Once you plot the graph, already by getting 3 points, this s-intercept of the curve on the s-axis, we know that it is 3 points. It's a cubic. Cubic always have 3 points, except where it is only a term, an expression, as you have seen, s raised to power 3, or maybe an expression with a constant. So, do you have any question before we proceed? So this is the graph. We are still doing it. F of s equals to s raised to power 3 minus x. So we are still plotting the graph of what? A function f of s equals to s raised to power 3 minus x. So having gotten all the points and the turning points needed to plot the graph, we can now sketch it. I guide you on how to do this. So this is y and this is x. Y s-intercept, y s-axis. Mind you that y axis here is the same as the function. It is the same as the function, this function, and this SI6 are the values of s we got. We will plot it here, and the values of the function we got, we plot it on the vertical axis. So if you don't have any question, we proceed. So when s is 0, y is 0. So the first is here. The second is, we can give allowance so that use space. So here we can proceed. Here is 1. Here it can be -1. So the first thing is, having seen -1, we can now proceed. So we have put the first point. The second is when s is 1, y is what, 0. So this is another point. When s is -1, y is 0. This is another point. So having put the 3 point at the where the curve intersect the s axis, the next thing is the turning point. That will tell us how the function looks like. So here we have 1/√3, 1/√3, and the s is y will be what to what, -2/3√3. So this is the second. We assume here they meet when s is 1/√3. When s is 1/√3, y is -2/√3. They met here. So the second is when s is -1/√3, y is what? Y is 2/3√3. So they met here. With this, we have already known how the graph will look like. Just use a smooth curve to join them. So this is how the graph will looks like. This is the graph of the function f of x equals to s raised to power 3 minus x. For such reason, this is a cubic function. So this is a cubic function in the sense that it has two turning points. It has a maximum at here and minimum at this point, and again it has 3 intercepts. Because of intercept there, the s axis at 3 points, at 0, at 1, and at -1. So this is an example of what cubic function. Do you have any question? You can still check the result of this, because you are told that you can use a graphing calculator to find how the curve looks like. You are told that. So therefore, you can go at this website. Okay, let's continue. At the end of it, I give you where you can go and check how the graph looks like. You can confirm the variety of the graph at this website. I will still give you the website at the end of the class. So this is the function, cubic function, f of s equals to s raised to power 3 minus s. This is how you can plot the graph and determine that is a cubic function. So I do one more for you, then you can now do the 2 I told you at the beginning of the lesson. Do you have any question? you don't have any question, we may proceed. So before we proceed, let's make sure that we are all in the same page. So we proceed.